Hey everybody, I'm Libby Ulrich with Nashville Songwriters Association, and today we are at the Kimpton Aertson Hotel taking a coffee break with one of country's hottest artists, RaeLynn.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. You just released a song called Queens Don't.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it, how the writing process went.
Yeah. So I am just so inspired by this whole female movement that's going on right now in the world, and I had this title in my phone for quite some time, I think a couple years, and I was just thinking about how it doesn't matter where you come from or, what kind of background you have. Anybody can see their dreams come true. And if you can see it and you can feel it and you have hard work and you work hard, you're going to see your dreams come true. And it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody deserves to be treated like a queen. And so that's why I had this idea, some girls might, but queens don't, like queens don't hate, queens don't fight. And I just wanted to really write a song for anybody to be able to celebrate the person that they are and to know that, no matter what your circumstance is, that you can achieve really great things in your life.
And who'd you write it with?
I wrote it with two of my dear friends, Jay Hart, he's an LA writer, and Corey Crowder, who's an incredible writer. He's written a lot of stuff for Chris Young, and he's awesome.
And what does that song mean to you in pursuing your dream as an artist, as a songwriter?
I wrote this song really because it meant a lot to me to kind of write what was on my heart. And, I didn't come from a lot. I was from Baytown, Texas. I grew up in a really small house. There was 3 kids and me and my mom in a 2-bedroom little tiny house. But the funny thing is I was telling this to my husband. I said, you couldn't have told me that my house wasn't a mansion. Like, there was so much love in my home growing up that even though it was small, there was nothing that I was lacking. And my mom never, my mom was such a hardworking mother, and my dad was such a hardworking man that I saw their dreams come true by just working hard. And, it just something about that really inspired me to write this song. And then with everything happening with women, I knew that this was the right idea, and I knew that this was the right song to release at this time.
And I was watching a video on YouTube the other day, and you were talking about how your goal in songwriting is to be as vulnerable as you possibly can. So how do you do that in songs like Queens Don't, Love Triangle, in making them personal, but also making sure that your fans can resonate with the message?
I feel like as a songwriter, the more vulnerable you are, and the more, if you're writing about a certain situation, the more you write about that situation and how it felt and the way it smelled, like the way that it felt to be in that room, or the way what you were wearing. I think the more colorful you are with the songwriting aspect, somebody is always going to feel like they're in your shoes. And we're all human. We all go through the same things in life over and over again. And my song might not relate to one person, but it might relate to one person that they know, and that's why Love Triangle, I think, was such an amazing song for me, is because not everybody comes from divorced parents. But if you don't come from divorced parents, a family that, somebody, one of your friends comes from a divorced family. So it's one of those things, and I just can't imagine not writing my heart on my sleeve, because I'm going to have to sing these songs for the rest of my life, and I don't want to write, and I don't want to put out anything that is not 100% me, because I don't want to have to sing it in 20 years. In Jesus' name, I'm still singing at that point. But I don't want to have to sing it in 20 years and not be proud of it.
Well, that song, I've talked about it before with Nicole Gallion and Jimmy Robbins. They were on Coffee Break the last season. So I heard their take on what it was like writing that song with you. What was your experience like in the writing room?
First of all, Nicole and Jimmy are like family to me. And I actually walked in with that title wanting to write it about like a girl liking 2 guys. Like, let's write a song called Love Triangle about this. But I came in with a lot of hurt in my heart. I had gotten in a really big fight with my parents that day, and so I started venting to them about it, and because they were my best friends. And as I was talking about it, I said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, I was venting for like 20 minutes. I was like, we gotta start this song. you know. And then as I finished venting and I was telling them about my title, Love Triangle, we all just stopped, and it was like we all got the idea at the same time. And it's funny because we all come from our own kind of love triangle, and I think that's why this song really came together like it did, because we all come from imperfect families, and we were the three to write it together. Like it literally was like a songbird just sat on our shoulder, just gave us this amazing song.
And I remember Nicole saying that you wrote it and then it got released like 2 to 3 years after the fact. How surreal was it for you to actually put it out there to share with the world?
It's crazy because when I first wrote the song, I, of course, would like cry every time I heard it, and I had all these emotions. And then I kind of shelved that song because I never thought it was going to get released. And everybody told me that it was a great song, but it was kind of like a Music Row favorite. Like everybody, like every songwriter that I really admired in this town would always talk about it, but we never were going to release it as a single because we thought it might be too heavy. And when I went over to Warner, I remember telling them, I said, I know this song is heavy, and I know this song might not be a number one, but I believe that this is going to be a career song for me, and I believe that this is my first single. Because I really wanted to show that I could be vulnerable, and I wanted to show that I was a real songwriter. I'm not saying that God Made Girls and For a Boy, my first singles, didn't do that, but I wanted to show that I do have there is a place for me in country music.
Absolutely.
And, so I was so thankful that Espo and everybody at Warner just really just wanted me to be the artist that I wanted to be, and they championed me, and they still do. And I was just, and so anyway, so like a new life of its own with this song kind of like came after we found out we were going to release it again. And I hadn't cried like when I would like listen to it in forever. And then I remember when we just got in the, like just starting to talk about it more, and I started playing it out more, and then seeing the fans react to it, it literally felt like a brand new song to me. And every night I would sing it, I would cry. And then when we did the music video, I can't even watch. I've literally watched that music video once, and it was the first cut. I didn't even watch the second cut of it. So it definitely is a song that changed my life.
What kinds of stories have you heard from fans every single time you sing this live, and then meet them in a meet and greet or something?
One story that really stood out to me is this girl that I met. Her parents weren't divorced, but she grew up in the same house with her parents, but her parents they never got along, and they always slept in different bedrooms. And she said, even though my parents weren't divorced, I feel like I lived in a love triangle in my own home, and they tried to keep it together, but I almost rather them be separate and happy than us see all of their just, everything in front of us. And I thought that was kind of an interesting perspective is, not every family is technically, has to have divorced parents, but there are a lot of families where their parents just don't get along, or they're like roommates and they don't love each other, and you don't see them loving on each other or being supportive of each other. And I think that was one of the most interesting fans that I met that told me that.
That's wonderful. And you recently mentioned your Warner Chappell family, and then you've also signed a joint venture with Tree Vibes.
Yes.
So what's it been like just expanding your team and getting to work with a lot of amazing people on the road?
Well, so my record side is Warner, and when I was trying to find a new publishing deal, I've been obsessed with Tyler and BK from Full Turtle Line for a really long time. They've been like big brothers to me in this business and super supportive of everything that I've done. And so I had a sold out show at Mercy Lounge in town, and it was so cool. Like so many of my friends came out, like Danielle Bradbury was there. Then I found out that Tyler was there. Kelsey Ballerini and Morgan came, and my best friends like Anna and Emily. There was just so many people that I admire that were there at my show here in town. But I didn't know that Tyler from FGL had come, and I guess he was just super inspired by my show. He's never seen me live. And the next day, I was talking to him and BK, and they were kind of switching around their publishing company, and they were like, whatever, we just want to make this work. We really believe in you. And so I decided to do a joint venture with them in Warner Chappell. And it's been so awesome because Warner Chappell's a really big company, but I have such believers there. But then I have the smallness of Tree Vibes, where it's like 6 of us over there, so it's like a little family. So it's awesome because I get the best of both worlds, and I love being a part of that family.
That's awesome. So I want to shift over to another song that you just released called Festival.
Yes.
Really fun, catchy song that is in partnership with your collection, TooFaced. Yeah, so talk about, the writing process for that, why you took it in the direction that you did.
So TooFaced is an extremely pop candy brand. I mean, it's just super colorful, super vibrant, and I got approached about a year ago by Jared Blandino, the co-founder. Him and his husband both own it together. But they asked me to be the face of their Lifestyle Festival Unicorn line, which, holy crap, I was like, are you serious?
I'm sure the photo shoot for that was a blast,
I got to ride
a
unicorn. Like, I'm not, like, I started crying when I was on the unicorn. So I was like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true. It was amazing. But anyway, so I told him when he found me that I was going to be the face of when he told me that, we want you to be our girl for this line. I said, oh my gosh, I got to write a song. And he goes, you're going to write a song for the line? I go, yes, you create makeup, I write music.
That was your idea to do that.
Yeah, and he goes, so you can just like write a song. And I go, yeah, I'm a songwriter.
That's what I do.
Jared. And so I texted him that morning. I said, hey, send me the colors, like send me the names of the eyeshadow, colors. Send me all the names of everything a part of the collection because I'm going to add that into the song. And he goes, okay. I don't think he realized how it is in Nashville. Like, we start a song that morning, we'll get it to you that
Absolutely.
evening. Sometimes, depends on the producer. So he sends me the whole collection, all the names, and then me and Josh Kerr, one of my favorite people in this town, we start writing this song. And it was really cool because I am a country girl. I sing country music. But to be able to do a song in the pop space was super fun for me. I felt like I got to like live this second life that I've always wanted to live. And anyway, so we write this song, and like Sunset Dream is in the chorus, and like there's so many like little hints towards the line. And then I send it to him, and he goes, are you kidding me? Did you just write this? And he goes, oh my gosh. And so he was like freaking out. And so that's when we decided to release this song with this line. And it's just super cool because when you're getting ready for it's like the whole line is centered around festival season, Coachella, trying to think what else, Stagecoach, like all those big festivals, Bonnaroo. And to have a song like Festival to be able to listen to while you're putting on this makeup.
I mean, it's perfect for the brand, perfect for you.
Yes.
It couldn't be a better partnership.
I honestly don't. I think you're totally right. I can't imagine who else they would have picked. She wouldn't have been as cool as me, I can say that.
Yeah, most definitely. With the pink lipstick and all. Yes, work it.
Thank you.
So I'm going to jump into your Wildhorse album.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a couple more songs on there. Trigger is one that stood out to me. I love that song. Trigger
was definitely a fun song to write. I wrote that with Jordan Reynolds and Emily Weisband, two of my favorite songwriters in this town. And I remember when I got that idea and I brought it in, and they were just, it's so funny because I think Jordan or Emily already had that title too. And so like, this is the perfect song to write. But it was kind of a departure from a lot of the other songs. So I was kind of nervous about it fitting into the record. But it really just fit perfectly. And I think it's such a true feeling. Like there's so many people that have felt that way in relationships, and it's definitely a fan favorite live.
Do you feel like most of your songs are inspired by family and the people closest to you?
Oh my gosh,
that's what I gather.
A lot of it is experiences that I've been through, or even my friends. Like when one of my girlfriends was telling me about a breakup, and I remember writing a song about it, and I think it's really cool to just take in every moment of life and to not be on your phone all the time or be consumed and stuff like that, because that's how you miss out on the magic of what people say and what is really happening around you. And that's what I get inspired, like when I'm writing, is just when I'm talking to somebody and they say something, I'm like, that's awesome. It's really cool to hear another person's perspective on life. And that's how you do, I feel like that's how you do most of yourself, like growing, is hearing other people's perspective on how they, see things. And it's really crazy. I found out a lot about myself in the last couple of years living here and being married to one of the coolest men in the world. So.
And you wrote Wildhorse about him? As from?
No, I wrote Wildhorse. So my mom's mother, wrote a poem about my mom. Okay. And it was titled Wildhorse. And it was talking about how she's the good kind of crazy and all these different things, and how she lives with no fences around her. And it inspired me to write that song.
And then Lonely Call.
Lonely Call I wrote about my husband.
Which is, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that song is about Joshua. Yeah, he doesn't like to admit it, but I'm just kidding. I was like, babe, it's awesome. Like, every great love story has had a breakup in between. And so we broke up in between. So we were dating, we broke up, and then we got back together and got married. But in that breakup, I told him, I was like, I'm not going to be your lonely call. Like, you know how when you first break up with somebody, it's super hard because they're your person that you talked to when you woke up to when you fell asleep. And so to lose that, it's like losing your best friend. It's like grieving the death of your best friend. So it was hard for us at first. Like, we didn't want to not talk to each other, but I had to, like, we had to break it off to really see if, you know, we were meant to be together.
And to have clarity of mind.
Yeah.
You're on tour right now.
Yes, with Sarah Evans and Kaylee Shore.
What's your favorite Sarah Evans album?
Oh my gosh. Probably record-wise, like Suds in the Bucket is one of my favorites. A Little Bit Stronger is one of my favorite songs ever. And her new song out right now is really incredible. Every time she sings Born to Fly, I'm like,
that's mine. That's my favorite.
She crushes it every night. She's amazing.
What's it like being on the road with her and Kaylee?
Well, Sarah is such a, staple in country music, and she knows who she is. Her voice is just phenomenal. And so to be on tour with her and really being able to sing to her fans is really cool, and perform to her fans. And then Kaylee is awesome. She's, a new artist in town. Well, she's new as, like, I'm new. Like, she's been here for a while, but still a lot of people don't know who she is outside of Nashville. And she's so great live. I tell everybody I have a girl crush on her because she just crushes it by herself with her pedal board and her electric guitar. And it's just super fun to support women and us all to be on tour together with CMT Next Women. And I'm so thankful that CMT puts this platform together because it's really special for artists like me and Kaylee who want to be seen in a different way. So,
best moment on the road so far for the CMT. It's called the CMT Next Women of Country.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think the best moment. I think the best moment is when we all go out to we all go out to sing Girls Just Want to Have Fun with Sarah Evans. But me and Kaylee during my set, we do I Can Love You Better by the Dixie Chicks, and it's so much fun. It's like our girl power moment. We still haven't figured out what our duo girl name is going to be, but we'll figure that out eventually.
Well, let us know.
I'll let you know.
Congrats on your ACM nomination for Best New Female Vocalist. That is amazing. Where were you when you found out? What did you do? How did you celebrate?
I was actually in bed with, I woke up with like 3 of my eyelashes on my forehead, about to take a video, and I go, well, let me get those fake eyelashes off. You can actually wish on fake eyelashes. I want you to know that. It's a thing. I didn't know if you could, but I Googled it and you can. Anyways, but I got a message, and it was a video from Corey Crowder, who I wrote Queens Don't with, and his wife, Lainey. And he goes, Best Female Vocalist of the Year, nominee, RaeLynn. Like, it was like the funniest video. And I go, and you know when you wake up and you're like half delusional and everything kind of feels like a dream, and I was like, what the? Oh my, no! And so then I didn't believe him, and then I go to the ACM page and it says my name, and I'm like, oh my God! And then I'm freaking out, and I like call, first person I called was Corey Lane. I go, am I really nominated? They go, yeah. And I go, oh my God, I gotta call you back. And then like, I was like freaking out. But yeah, they were the first ones to send me the video, and I'm pretty sure I just laid in bed for like an hour. I was just like looking at everything, stalking everything. I texted Danielle, Lauren, and Carly and told them congratulations. And really, whoever gets it, they deserve it. All of us have worked so hard, and there's not one girl in that category that I don't believe doesn't deserve it. We've all been hitting the ground running for these last couple of years, so.
Well, I'm excited to see what 2018 holds for you.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for taking the time to share your story here today.
Thank you for having me and let me drink some coffee with you.
Of course. Thank you. Check out RaeLynn.com for more tour dates, music, everything RaeLynn. And be sure to go to NashvilleSongwriters.com/NSAI Coffee Break for upcoming guests that we have on schedule. See you.